This is really strange when you're sitting and you're watching yourself and then you know it's going to go out to people. Hi, my name is Lasha. Welcome to lNL Soul Sisters. I'm looking for soul sisters and soul brothers who have my voice. I've had the last, I think, 3 days. I haven't really posted anything of substance because I've been sick. It hasn't been COVID. That's beside the point. The topics today. I heard about Meghan Markle and Samantha, the defamation case. Now, it's very complicated. It's very complex, and this complex information, industrial complex institution, or go to the royal grift, because she can explain the politic side of Meghan Markle. If you go to Popcorn Planet, he'll give you all the juice on Meghan Markle and Samantha, because he's had those guests on his show. He's really good. And if you feel like a good book, go to Cheery Denise. Now, why am I doing this on my channel? I'm going to explain. Also, TNT, if you love royalty. Emma's wonderful. I found a new channel, and it's called Fly on a Wall. And she does amazing videos. I've learned how to splice and slice on this phone, but I've not figured out on the computer. So at any rate, so those are the channels. And the Royal News Network, why am I mentioning these things? And why am I going to talk about Samantha Markle? And the book was called Diary of Princess Pushy Part 1. And I actually found the audio on my phone. So there's no copyright infringements. This is just my, seriously, Soul Sisters, my humble opinion. When somebody tells you who they are, I've said this before, believe them. So, this is the channel, The Diary of a Princess Pushy Sister Part 1, and it's audio. I don't know if you can listen to it on Amazon. Do you have to pay for it? I don't know if I want to pay for it. But at any rate, I have watched, and Popcorn Planet, I've watched Samantha Markle, Thomas Markle Jr. on Popcorn Planet. Where am I going with this? And what does this have to do with Meghan Markle? Well, everything. And all of these channels have to do with her, because that's where you can find information on this. Also, Andy from Popcorn Planet, you should go check out his channel, because he did all of the work to find the truth about Johnny Depp, the truth about Meghan Markle. Yeah, he's really good. And he's got some footage of Johnny Depp that, I've done pieces on Johnny Depp where I talk about the opiate addiction, the Sackler family, how all of us were unconsciously, unknowingly at the time, all involved. Oh, which way is I can't see. Sorry. Oh, look. Oh, Jesus. Lasha. Soul Sister. I was talking about Johnny Depp, his opiate addiction, why Amber Heard maybe took those pictures. I did a little bit on Crime of the Century, but people weren't interested in that. So what I'm going to talk about is Samantha Markle, all of this drama with this family. But I want to tell you, I think the Markles are very good people. And I've been doing a lot of research about the monarchy. And I think the monarchy is being complicit in this situation. If you go to the royal grift, she can explain the timeline, and she pieces together connections between Meghan Markle and Hillary Clinton and Gloria. I should know. I'm of her generation. She's 90 now. Gloria Steinem. And it was about feminism. And, she's friends with Meghan Markle. And Meghan Markle is trying to see herself as an influencer. And what's bugging me is that everybody's talking about her all the time. So if we keep talking about her, I think we should focus on Sam and Thomas and the father, because YouTube is starting to turn into not everyday people talking to everyday people. I told you YouTube is going to become the new television. Meghan Markle is no influencer in any way. She's facile. She's obtuse. She's horribly manipulative. She's very ill. She has a narcissistic personality disorder. And I never understand why people don't want to talk about these things. And I'll explain to you why. I'm coming to why I started this channel over. I'm just being a little more stern about it now because it really matters. And I'm tired of people not taking this seriously because it does affect you. And if I have to go to Parliament and stand in front of there by myself, I'll do it. So Meghan Markle is not an influential woman, okay, in history. Tina Turner was. Do you remember when I wanted to do the Tina Turner thing? Not the thing. I wanted to honor her life. And by the way, for those of you that know me well, I can't find the book, Annalise Michael, tonight because I'm in the middle of a move. And I was trying to stay on track with that every day. My point is, that was just a housekeeping thing. I need to compartmentalize that as well. I'm learning. Tina Turner was an influencer. I mean, the power and glory of Tina Turner, a pivotal figure in music history, the electrifying performer, was also a beacon of courage and resilience who inspired women around the world to stand up and speak out. Do you know what this woman went through with Ike Turner? I remember a family member watching Tina Turner when she made her comeback. And, here she's almost 70. And she had no agenda. Everybody nowadays has an agenda. And it always seems to be self-serving. But see, I'm self-serving too, so I'm being a hypocrite at the same time. Because it's just that some of the things I see seem to be so petty. I want to read some articles about her, but my throat is killing me. And, I wanted to compare like the Palace Papers and the monarchy. I mean, I do not believe for 1 second, that Virginia, look at who's there, Virginia, the Queen never gave an interview in her life. We never knew who she was. And maybe that's the key. Remember The Wizard of Oz? And Brittany from the Royal News Network explains this perfectly with the monarchy. I think there's 6 or 7 left. There's one in Denmark, Belgium, Spain. And the only reason I know this is because of Brittany from the Royal News Network. So I'm telling you, these are where I get my sources. I'm just being honest. And my opinion is, how could anybody buy into Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's BS? He needs to leave and go back to the UK. The fact that he turned down his father's invitation to the wedding, I always gave him the benefit of the doubt. But I think he was so fragmented and so malleable that when Meghan Markle came along, she just like molded him, and she's torn him apart. When I saw that video where they were with veterans, and the veterans were just disgusted that Meghan Markle was there. You know, people matter and status matter, but it seems that the people that really get ahead in life have to do things nefariously. I'm trying to understand it, because I remember I had this boss, and she was so good at what she did, but she had two personalities to her, and I couldn't figure out which was hers. Self-comforting. That's what that is. I don't know what. I really don't know. But when she left the region and ran another one, I started to figure out who she was. And she toppled over everybody to get to the top. And there was a point, I remember in the early 2000s and in the early 90s, you know, flying from conference to conference. And then later on, around 35, I realized it's a cult. And 28 of us got laid off. I was the only one that sued. I won because it was wrongful dismissal. We were allowed to reapply again. They had to get rid of tiers of management, but they did hand pick who they took out. And that's what power does. And what does that what does my little story have to do with, you know, Meghan Markle? It's kind of obvious. She's an influencer. Is Meghan? I don't even have a picture of Meghan. I can't even look at it anymore. Tina Turner's an influencer. This is going on 12 minutes. Now, I want one housekeeping issue that I have to take care of right now. I'm shutting down this. I'm not shutting down this channel. Like, I'm shutting it down. Don't subscribe to it. If you're going to subscribe to me, you have to go to you have to go to lNL Soul Sisters, but there's two of them because I put two eyes in a different account. So Lisa Rajenko and Lisa Rajenko 7331 are exactly the same, but wait a minute. Yeah, but there's two eyes in my name, and that's what's messing it up. And I don't know how to fix it on this phone. So you know what? I'll just show you. I've got Face ID. This is scary. Just scary. Okay, so this is the where I do the lives. Because someone really special helped me get started with electronics. And so that's where I do lives. I can't do lives until you reach 1,000 or something like that. I don't even like that word, reach 1,000. I hate it when people say, I don't hate it. I don't understand it. My goal is to reach 160, but that's to each his own, right? Everybody has their own way. I don't know. Somebody in my family once said, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so this is the channel I'm talking about. You see how it says lNL Soul Sisters, lNL Soul Sisters, and there's 34 and 192? Well, all of this material with the 2 eyes, like in my name and the glasses, are all on this channel. So I'm going to shut down that channel. So if anybody's subscribed to Lasha Rajenko or lNL Soul Sisters with 2 eyes, could you change your subscription to lNL Soul Sisters with Lisa with 1 eye so that we can only have 1 channel? Okay, I'm back. I'm moving on Wednesday. So I'll be picking up the reading of Annalise Michael because I know she's over there somewhere hiding. And some details of that book I wanted to share with you because I did read chapters 3 to 8. Annalise Michael had a friend named Jason, and he did witness a lot of these epileptic attacks. Even in the court documentation, it's all a construct. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Everything seems to be like a construct, and you don't know what to trust or who to trust. It's really strange. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop there right now. I'm just congested, and it's not fair to you to listen to this. So, as I always say, and I'll never stop saying it, take care of yourself. I'll do the same. And if I'm going to give this channel 6 more months, and if it doesn't grow, then I'll try something different to bring up my original issue. My real issue is about medical malpractice. This is why I started this channel. I do not, first of all, can I clarify something? I do not feel sorry for myself. I am not a victim. I survived something very unique that people rarely have a chance to go through. And I did. And now, 6 years later, I'm looking at it like a positive because I know this can make a difference if people stand together. If you go to the lNL Soul Sisters, that's spelt correctly, Lisa Rajenko, there's a community page and there's a quiz. And it simply says, if a doctor doesn't keep their oath, his or her oath, does that mean, what does that mean, first of all? Well, first of all, complicity, or being complacent, not telling the truth. Okay? That's not keeping their oath. If they put a patient in harm's way knowingly, but how do you prove that? But then how do you then go to another doctor and they say, and this is in Canada, and they're pretty, I have to say the healthcare system isn't really corrupt, but it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Because the issue that I went through, I can't even talk to a medical professional about it or a family member about it or anything because they don't understand. Because I was violated in a way like the Me Too movement, but I was in a wheelchair for a year. And it's taken me 5 years from that year to recover. The muscle, I'm going to go into that story, but right now I'm just asking for your support. And you know what? I don't want to focus on the negative. I'll tell you the story. It's a little hard for me to do, so I'll only do it once, maybe in a few months. I don't want to put it out there yet. I'm not ready. However, if you believe that doctors keeping their oath and letting somebody rot and not say anything at all, and then have the College of Physicians cover it up, and I'm, like I said, I am a nobody from nowhere, and nobody cared in the healthcare system. Do you know how many people would see those? And it wasn't that they didn't care. It was that they needed to keep their job. Oh, and I understand that. That is so hard when your morals and your ethics do not reach your moral compass as a person, your temple. And what does that even mean? I don't know. I'm 52 and I'm still figuring myself out. So, anyways, if you want to find out more about my cause, and let's talk about real women, okay, that are influencers. And I have some old things. This is an old x-ray. This is the way they used to do x-rays. This is from um oh my gosh, this is from 2000 2007. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I remember that. And does anybody remember like just plain old pictures? Does anybody have pictures hanging up on their walls anymore? I'm just curious. I do. People think I'm weird. People just say, oh, well, go on, go on. But you know what? Our ancestors mean everything to us. Knowing where we came from, I think. Some people don't care, some people do. I'll never understand why people wouldn't care. But like, we all have two sides of our family. We have our mother's side, our father's side. So I want to know more about my Nana on my mother's side and my grandfather. And I'm not showing their, I can show my Nana and Papa. They wouldn't ever, that would never bother them. But the other side of the family, no. But yeah, my ancestors mean everything to me. Nana, Papa, you know, that those were happy childhood memories, you know. Um, so that's what I wanted to say tonight. And take care of yourselves. I'll talk to you soon. And I hope this video made a different impression than the others. I'm not sure. We'll wait and see. But what I do try to do while I fancy is when I complain about my leg, which I really will, I love to sing, I love to dance. And it's not because, I don't know, people say it's because you're not grounded or something, but I'm not famous. I just do it because it's therapeutic, you know? Like that movie Silver Lining, where Robert De Niro and Jennifer Lawrence try to help Bradley Cooper, his character, have some normalcy after having some mental issues. And it's so interesting how people look at mental issues and behavior like this person's a problem, so stay away. It's scary. I don't understand, rather than embracing it. And I think what the wheelchair did to me is it really turned me into an empathic person. It changed me. And I can't talk to anybody in the healthcare profession. I'm going to have to go to Ottawa and picket because doctors need to keep their oath. And if they don't, it's a crime. And should you pay or should the doctor pay? The doctors have insurance to cover these things, but it is impossible. If I showed you the records of what the doctors said at the College of Physicians, you wouldn't even believe me. But I can't put it up right now. It's not the time. So that's my cause. That's why I started this channel. But all the rest of it, I'm really going to try to keep fun because this move and this 6 months experience here, starting this channel and the journey through it and trying to figure out where I fit in and I'm sorry. I have a terrible chest infection. All right, that was too long. Have a great night, everybody, and keep care of yourselves. And again, I will do the same. Okay? Goodbye. And you know what I learned too? With all this heartache, it took a lot of time to heal, but I get it now. I really do. I really do. Do you know sometimes when you're in a group of people, you feel like you're the outsider, but maybe it's the other people that you are showing them their true faces. I know that sounds new agey, but an 80-year-old woman told me that today, Sandy, my neighbor. So I even give my sources on my quotes. That wasn't my quote, that was Sandy Kerr. All right. Take care of yourselves. I'll do the same. And I really do enjoy this, even if nobody's watching. Oh my gosh. I better come up with some good content, eh? Anybody have any ideas? It's like everything is out there. I like my videos with Play-Doh. Maybe I should do video for kids. That might be something. Okay. If you watched it, if you took 10 minutes, can you at least hit like and subscribe to the 192 channel? There's 192 souls. And you know what I even do? I do tarot cards for people that join for free. And I'll do it as long as they want. You know why? Because it's fun. It's just fun. It's entertainment. Can't take it seriously. This was my Auntie Margaret's sports top. She was a runner. This is my... Okay, Lasha, just leave. All right. This is not professional. It's funny. You go on YouTube and you're yourself. But the work that I'm getting back into is PSW. The healthcare system needs people in Canada. So if you want to make a difference in the lives of others and stop just thinking about, like me, myself, I was a giver. I went through trauma, and I was selfish. But then I now understand, better late than never. Okay. If I can make it, anybody can, trust me. Oh my gosh. I'm proud of myself. And that's the difference between survivors like Tina Turner, something that I survived, that you survived, and then we have Diddly Widdly. We have Meghan Markle and Prince Harry disrupting the veterans. The Royal Grift explains it. I can barely keep up. This woman is so intelligent, and the way she connects everything. So I'm sort of a channel booster because I'm kind of a master of nothing, but I'm good at a lot of things. But I can really spot out talent. So, all right. Oh, and this was me when I was in grade 6 or 7. So I was younger because my birthday was in the summer. I don't know how old I was there. You know what? I think this was when I was 9 years old. I matured very quickly. I guess that means I'm going to age quickly. Bring out the Botox. If I could afford it, I'd probably do it. No, I wouldn't, but I'd get my teeth fixed. I used to have really straight teeth. I should show you a picture. They were really straight. And there were braces, and it only took 6 months to move my teeth that, because I've got I was so upset with Jewel when she got her snag tooth fixed because it really gave her character. And I remember my Auntie Margaret said, "Don't get your teeth fixed. It won't be you." I think I've got my priorities straight now. Thank you for letting me talk it out. And I hope that you got something from this too. I find when I listen to people that aren't famous or Like, for example, if I started a channel to talk to real people, do you think that anybody would be interested? No. But Meghan Markle had a Spotify deal worth $20 million, Netflix. Do you think that, I said this before and I'm not going to say it. Do you think that these people didn't know what was going on? I mean, Virginia Giuffre, she can't say anything. I have my whole theory about the monarchy too, because I watched Braveheart today, and you know what? Which scene is this from? Merrin, I can see your strength. I can see the strength in your eyes. Does anybody, I did this before. Does anybody remember this? No? What about this? You lying sack of potatoes. You crushed my heart out. You poured it on the street. You liar. You quiet as a little mouse, but you're a character. Does anybody know what movie that's from? I watched so many movies over the last, 6 years that, no, not the last 6 years, because I was pretty busy with my injury. I would say from 2011 to 2013 were the 3 hardest years, of my life. They were not good years. 12, 13, 11, 12, and 13 were not good years. Huh. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a very, very good night. And tomorrow's Remembrance Day. And speaking of veterans, thank you for your service. It's so corny. I wish I could do more. But I was watching Braveheart today, and I think about what people went through to give us what we have. And we can never feel guilty where we're born. And my aunt always told me, if you're going to complain about something, like, do something about it. Like, do it. Don't waste time. Life's too short. This is too long. If you get bored, just go, to the end. Stinky little tricks. I'm a little trickster. When people tell you who they are, to believe them. But I do it in a funny way, and then I always just say it's a joke. Okay. Bye.